In music, there are many genres that singers or groups can be considered, but no matter which one they are a part of, there will always be a stereotype. Because of these stereotypes, many people will not listen to some of these genres of music. Thus, the group or singer is disenfranchised from certain parts of society because of the type of music they play. In this presentation, I will try and get people to broaden their minds on other genres of music. Country. One of the biggest stereotypes of a country singer is that they are all sad, rednecks, hillbillies, or hicks. People say this because of things they sing about, which include guns, fishing, people being sad, and drinking. Here are some songs that deal with these topics.
Turns out my baby loves to fish. She wants to do it all the time, early in the morning, in the middle of the night. She's hooked, and now she can't get enough. Man, that girl sure loves to fish. He can't even bait a hook. He can't even skin a bug. He don't know who Jack Daniels is. Ain't ever drove a truck, knows how to throw out a line. All I wanna do is put a drink in my hand, to fill it up or throw it down. I got a 40-hour week worth of trouble to drown. No need to complicate it, I'm a simple man. All you gotta do is put a drink in my hand.
However, not all country songs deal with just those specific topics. The following songs are examples of some exceptions.
Come heat, I was cussing out loud, thinking about quitting. Looking back now, I'm sure glad I didn't. Cause just when I thought it couldn't get no hotter, I caught a glimpse of the farmer's daughter. Swimming down deep in the creek for the crickets and the critters and the squirrels. Shake it to the moon, shake it for me, girl. Oh, country girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Country girl, shake it for me, girl.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Another reason people believe all country singers are rednecks is because of the way they dress, or how people think they all dress. A country singer's wardrobe is stereotyped to be a plaid shirt, jeans, cowboy boots, overalls, sometimes without a shirt, a hat, and a big old belt buckle. For the most part, the dress of the country singers is what the stereotype says. There may be a few modifications, but they always dress pretty similar. Many people believe that country singers are all pro-war fools. This can be seen through multiple songs and show the singer's love for America. Here are some country songs that display stereotypical messages.
Justice will be served and the battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage. And you'll be sorry that you mess with the U.S. of A. 'Cause we'll put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey. This ain't no rag, it's a flag and we don't wear it on our heads. It's a symbol of the land where the good guys live. Are you listening to what I said? You a coward and a fool and you broke all the rules and you wounded our American pride. And now we're coming with a gun and you know you're gonna run, but you can't find no place to hide. We're gonna hunt you down like a mad dog or hound, make you pay for the lives you stole.
Now, I personally do not agree that all country singers are pro-war fools, because typically the only time they make a song about war is after a tragic event. For the most part, country singers do express their love for America, but not only in times of war. Here's an example of a song that shows a love for America, but is not about war.
Gotta love this American ride. Both ends of the ozone burning. Funny how the world keeps turning. Look, Mom, no hands. I love this American ride. Gotta love this American ride.
Now let us move on to a completely different genre, rap. Most people believe that rap is a genre for ghetto people and that all the music is crappy. The people that believe this are mostly the older generations, but there is a large number of people that will not even give rap a chance because of stereotypes. Here's an example of what some people believe all rap is.
What's the song? I come through, guns are strong, blah blah, lungs are gone, sons of Mars, from dusk to dawn, nighttime belongs to the dog. On the street past midnight, look for him in the morgue. Don't play with these cats, cause I ain't got nothing to say to these cats. For the mothers that really do love them, please pray for these cats, cause I know niggas is hard-headed, but I ain't got the patience. Don't want me having no patience.
In our society, many people believe that rap has a certain beat to it and you can never understand what the person is saying, like the song that just played. But that is not true. Rap can have various beats, and though in rap the words are spoken fast, a good rapper makes it clear enough for listeners to understand. Here's an example of what I am talking about.
I'm walking on broken glass. Got a problem, too many girls in class. Wanna run a show, but they just can't rap. The idea run ahead that the kid could rap. Fact, I kill stages, all places. Nantucket in that city so they can taste it. Running real late, no way I'ma make it. Back to my classes, the clock ain't patient. Well, apologize to the teach for me, cause anything she speaks ain't doing shit for me.
Some people also believe that all rap songs are about sex, drugs, and the mistreatment of women. But this is not true. There are many raps that don't have anything to do with any of these topics.
One in the air for the people ain't here. Two in the air for the father that's there. Three in the air for the kids in the ghetto. Four for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the niggas trying to hold them back. Five in the air for the teacher not scared to tell those kids that's living in the ghetto that the niggas holding back, that the world is theirs. Yeah.
Also, an artist that rarely used sex, drugs, or the mistreatment of women was Will Smith. Though this is an older artist, it just goes to show that not all rappers have to sing about sex, drugs, or the mistreatment of women.
Mr. Nice Guy, relationship advice guy, light on the vices, priceless smile, look at the eyes, got the look of a survivor, husband, father, dissed by Eminem, but didn't bother him, yup, but he classy, big well, just get another 20 mil, walk right past me, I'm a nice guy, why y'all harassing me, huh?
A big turnoff with rap music is many people believe that the music has no point or message. People also believe that the only people that listen to rap music are tools and only care about their swag.
This right here is my swag. All the girls are on me. Damn, everybody pay attention. This right here is my pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag.
But once again, this is not true. This isn't true because many rap songs have a message like showing love for someone or telling people to stand up for themselves.
Singing, hey, giving what you're getting, knowing what I knowin', while the black band's sweating, in the rhythm I'm rolling, gotta give us what we want, gotta give us what we need, our freedom of speech is freedom of death, we got to fight the powers that be, fight the power.
Now we will move on to a closely related genre, pop. Pop has been given the stereotype of girly music. Many people believe that all pop music is either sung by women or men that sing about girly topics like love. I have actually experienced many men say that they don't listen to pop music because it makes them look unmanly or girly. Here are two examples of these types of songs.
playing games with my heart. With my heart. My heart. I should have known from the start. From my heart. My heart.
But this is not true at all. Though many songs can sound girly, there is no reason why the whole genre of pop should be stereotyped as being girly. I say this because many of the songs have nothing to do with anything that could even be considered girly. Here are some examples.
The mountain top, walk on water. I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike for you. Diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of.
It's in the house tonight. Oh, everybody just have a good time.
I can feel it.
And we gon' make you lose your mind.
Yeah.
We just wanna see you
shake that.
Another stereotype of pop singers is that if it is a guy singing, he is either a homosexual or is a younger douchebag like Justin Bieber. Now this is not true. 1. The sexuality of the man doesn't matter at all. There are plenty of straight men that are pop singers and sing about love, like Bruno Mars.
catch a grenade for ya. Throw my hand on a blade for ya. I jump in front of a train for ya. You know I'd do anything for ya. Oh, I would go through all this pain.
And luckily, the second part isn't true either, because actually most of the guys that sing pop songs are nothing like Justin Bieber. Most are just your typical guy, like Jason Derulo. It has also been said that all fans of pop music are little 12-year-old girls that are obsessed with Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber, which is completely untrue. Though pop music tends to hit the younger generation of girls, its fan base is actually widespread throughout generations. Just because you like pop music and might like some of the more girly songs does not make you any less of a grown-up or man. The thing about pop music is that it is very catchy. That is truly the point of pop music, is to have a beat that gets stuck in people's heads. One of my guilty pleasures is Rihanna's song, We Found Love. Here are a few extra songs that I hope will get some of you to consider listening to pop music, if you don't already. Reggae. Reggae music has been perceived as a genre that is full of boring music, the type of music that you would listen to fall asleep. A great example is this song.
Was like a dream. I gave her a flower, but she didn't need it, 'cause she's so sweet. First day flew around and she's so nectar.
Though a lot of the music is very calming, it is not always as boring as people make it out to be. A contradictory example of this stereotype is this song. Since reggae is such a calming type of music, many people today believe that all writers and listeners smoke weed. This is extremely untrue. Though some of the writers do smoke weed, the whole genre should not be stereotyped as being potheads. It is also believed that all the people that listen and play reggae music have dreadlocks and or are Jamaican. This is believed because reggae music comes from Jamaica. but it is not true that all the listeners and writers are Jamaican. I like reggae music, but I am not a Jamaican. An example of a band that isn't Jamaican is The Green. A more radical stereotype is that all reggae composers are Rastas. Rasta is short for Rastafarian, which is a person in a religious movement from Jamaica that believes that blacks are the chosen people. One of the biggest people in reggae music was Bob Marley. He was actually in fact a Rastafarian. But not all the members of the reggae genre agree with this belief. Here are some examples of reggae music for you to listen to.
Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now.
The harder they come, the harder they'll fall, one and all. Well, the oppressors are trying to keep me down, trying to drive me underground. They're tiding high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. I'm not the kind of man who gives up just like that. No, it's not the things you do that's
Classical. Classical is another genre that has been stereotyped as being very boring type of music. This stereotype has been formed because some people have believed that because the music is so old that it must be boring since it is not from this time. This is completely false. The truth is that there are very exciting classical pieces. Some people also believe that the music is bad just because it is irrelevant to the time. But the truth of a lot of pieces in classical music is that they deal with the same thing that songs do today, such as love, nationalism, and the underworld.
Mein Sohn, ich sehe es genau, es scheinen die alten Weiden so grau.
If you didn't know, most of the music you listen to today has come from classical ideas. People that listen to classical music have been stereotyped as being either very old or being a big nerd. People believe that everyone that listens to classical music is always dressing either very nice in a suit, tie, and dress pants, or as being what most people would consider nerd dress, which is big glasses, pants that are floods, shirt tucked in with the pants at the belly button, and as a pocket protector. This is crazy to stereotype a whole genre because I know plenty of people that do not fit either of these and love classical music. Here are a few pieces for you to listen to. Punk. To start, all punk fans get stereotyped as having either mohawks or crazy colored hair, and typically dressed in a lot of black. Also, they wear chains and a lot of baggy clothing. People believe that all of them had tattoos and weird piercings. Now, I personally know that not all punk fans are like this because many of my friends love punk music and wouldn't fit any of these stereotypes. The music is stereotyped as always being about going against the man. Here's an example of a stereotypical song. Also, many people believe that much of punk music causes danger to society because the fans are rebellious and reckless. Many people have this belief because at almost every punk concert there is a mosh pit, but for the most part, these are harmless. Here's a song that promotes rebellious acts. Now this stereotype is again untrue. There are many punk songs that have nothing to do with any of these stereotypical things. Take this song for an example.
Because I wanna be a boyfriend. Hey little girl, I wanna be a boyfriend. Sweet little girl.
Many people also believe that all punk music has to be headbanger music. Though a lot of songs people can headbang to, many of the songs are a lot more peaceful, but still by a punk group. Here's an example. Here are a few more examples of punk songs. Celtic punk. Celtic punk has been stereotyped just like the Irish have, always having to deal with drinking. A great example is this song. Many people believe that all Celtic punk music has to deal with drinking and or fighting, which a lot does. An example is this song. But once again, this stereotype is not true for all the music in this genre. Listen to these two songs and you can see that the stereotype is not true.
Trying to make it to the USA. Ended up in that ball, up on a roof with nothing at all. I knew that day I was gonna stay right where I am, on the sunny side of still here I am again, in a foreign town where I know no one, on another continent. Well, it's 4 o'clock and I'm with someone that I haven't met before, but I don't.
Many people believe that Celtic punk music has to have the bagpipe in it because it is Irish-themed music. Though some artists in this genre do use bagpipes in their music, it is not true that bands need to use the instrument to be classified as a Celtic punk band. The fans and artists have been stereotyped as wearing Dr. Martens footwear, sneakers, kilts, grandfather shirts, striped jerseys, black leather coats, pea coats, Tim O'Shanter caps, and their hair is usually cut short. This is for sure not true because my friends and I love this music and literally don't fit any of these stereotypes. Here are some more examples of Celtic punk music.
Born to a fighter on the deep south side, a sweating but hard what you did in mind. The trust of a family makes you blood and tears. 14 hours in a world of kids. I'm a sailor pain, and I lost my leg. Climbing up the top sails, I lost my leg.
Rock. Rock can be considered the rap of its time. I say this because when rock was big in the 70s and 80s, it was a hit for the younger generations. But most of the parents hated the music and thought that the music was crap, sort of like the parents' views of rap today. Many people classified the fans of this music as hippies or druggies. Though rock music has been known to be very popular among the hippies, it doesn't even make up half of the fan group. The music has been stereotyped as having to always deal about sex, drugs, and violence. Here's an example of a stereotypical song. Many people were disgusted that people would sing about these topics, but these are not the only topics that rock music is about. Just like almost every other genre, rock groups sings about a variety of topics. Here are some examples of music that deals with some different topics.
Hey Jude, don't let me down. You have found her, now go and get her. The music died. I started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die.
Another topic that many people believe rock has to deal with is rebellion. Some songs do follow this stereotype, such as
You keep on shouting, you keep on shouting. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. I wanna. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall.
But not all rock bands have motives to tell people to rebel. Here's an example of one song that doesn't.
American woman, mama let me be. Don't come hanging around my door. I don't wanna see your face no more. I got more important things to do than spend my time growing old with you. Now woman, said stay away.
Some people have even brought up the belief that rock music is satanic. Many people believe the works of Ozzy Osbourne is a culprit of being satanic.
I'm going after a rails on a crazy train. I'm going after a rails on a crazy train.
But this stereotype is far from true. Not even Ozzy's work was meant to be satanic. People just think this because of the strange arrangements of sounds used in the music. If you don't believe me, listen to some of these examples and tell me that they fit the stereotype.
Put me in cold, I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold, I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be Cynthia. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing for the tear. Sing with me, just for today, maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away.
Metal. Metal is another very criticized genre of music. Many people believe that all metal music and fans are devil worshippers. The stereotype comes from the clothing that they wear and the screaming and so-called messages of the song. Metal fans and artists are usually classified as wearing all black clothes and having long hair, having a lot of piercings and tattoos, wearing eye makeup and always headbanging. The music seems to always be described as screamo, but metal is not screamo. Here's an example of a song that fits the stereotype. Metal is not screamo for multiple reasons. 1, there does not have to be lyrics in metal songs, but in screamo there must be. 2, metal focuses on technical music playing and chord progression, and less on the emotional and angry lyrics. And 3, metal is typically not very catchy, while screamo typically is meant to be fast and catchy too. Many people also believe that metal music is simple and just really loud music. But much of metal music is actually very difficult to create. It takes very intelligent people to be able to write metal music. Another big stereotype is that all metal music is supposed to be very scary sounding. A typical example is this. But this is, again, not true. Much of metal music is not exactly scary sounding, but very well written, intense music. Also, many people believe that the only thing that metal groups sings about is sex and drugs, which some songs are based on this. But plenty of songs in the metal genre do not fit this stereotype. Here's an example. A great example of a band in the metal genre that sings about motivation is Hatebreed. Society seems to think that all metalheads are violent and terrible people, but this is a completely false statement. I know many metalheads that are probably some of the nicest people I know. People just seem to believe that since the music is so intense and the concerts are a little wild, that all the fans act as crazy as they do during the concert in their everyday lives. Dubstep. Dubstep is always criticized as being songs with a ton of bass and nothing else. Here's an example.
Yes, I got my swagger back.
Most people don't realize the creative things some of these artists can do with all the sounds that they use in the songs. For example, another big stereotype with dubstep music is that none of the artists are original. This has been said because a lot of the times the artist will take a song, mostly pop songs, and then remix it by working in their beats. But that is not true for all the artists in dubstep. Many will create an original song like this.
Somebody to
Another thing society has come to believe is that all dubstep artists have crazy hair. This stereotype has mostly been brought up because a lot of people only know Skrillex. But in all honesty, most of them look like your typical man or woman. Like every other genre, the stereotypes of dubstep music are not always true. Here are a few dubstep songs for you to listen to. To wrap this up, I would just like to say I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully all of you will start to give other genres of music a chance and stop believing that all stereotypes are true. I believe once you get past the stereotypes, most of you will find some music that you will enjoy.